This is the plaintiff, Thomas Hoffman. He says his daughter, the defendant, was going through a divorce and he loaned her money to take care of her kids, more money to reinstate her driver's license, and also loaned her a computer. He was thanked by the defendant changing her phone number and moving away. He hates having to come after his own daughter this way, but what's right is right. So he's suing for $3,556.63, the amount owed. This is the defendant, Sharon Hoffman. She says she's actually stunned to be standing here today in court because her father never told her the money he was giving her to help her out was a loan. He never, and she repeats, never made any mention these monies had to be paid back. She thinks he's just mad because she's now moving on with her life and going to beauty school, and he doesn't approve of that. That's why he's decided to sue. She's accused of letting her dad down.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor. You're welcome.
Thomas Hoffman, you are suing your daughter, Sharon Hoffman, for $3,556.63 in money that you fronted to her throughout a period of time, and none of which she has repaid to you. Tell me what's going on.
Well, basically what's happened over the last several months, 13, 14 months, and even further back than that, we've loaned her numerous money. Retainer money for her attorney for her divorce. We loaned her a laptop for her use. We've paid for daycare. We've paid for pictures for my grandson's basketball team. Just a whole variety of items, all of which we talked about that she needed to pay back.
Okay. And why, the course of the last X number of months, was she going through a divorce?
Yes.
Okay. And when she separated from her husband of how many years?
We were married for about 2 years.
2 years. You had how many children?
2.
How old?
6.5 and 3.
Both his?
No, just one. Just the youngest.
Which one?
Just the youngest.
Just the youngest. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's the grandson?
Granddaughter.
Granddaughter. Oh, okay. All right, got it. So when she separated from her husband, she moved in with you?
Actually, she was already living with us when that took place. She was going to school, and she had been basically kicked out for where she was living with her friend. Moved in with us because she had no other place to go. Her husband.
All this while she was married to him still?
Yes. Her husband was living in another location about 3.5 hours away.
Oh, okay.
So.
All right. And so you loaned money, $1,500 for the attorney, with the understanding she had to repay you.
Yes.
You're also suing her for a suspended license that you also paid for her, according to you, $850, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you paid that for her. Why did your license get suspended?
I forgot to pay a ticket.
Forgot to pay a ticket, and then you ignored the 50 notices they give you before they suspend it? Did he have to pay $850 to get your license reinstated?
Yes.
Did you pay that back to him?
No.
Okay. Were you supposed to pay that back?
Yes.
Okay. Now, let me ask you a question. She lived with you for how long?
Off and on for 13 to 14 months, something like that.
Okay. And did you raise her?
Yes.
Okay. And was she living in your house, or were you separated from her mom? Or?
I divorced her mother. We actually divorced when she was 13 or 14 years old.
Okay. All right. Now, obviously, you had a good relationship with your daughter.
Yes.
You appear to have been a very involved grandparent. Is that right? Mm-hmm. How involved was he?
Would babysit while I went to either work or school.
Because you were working and going to school.
Yes.
Okay. So that's pretty helpful.
Yes. As well as other grandparents helped as well. So it was very nice.
Right. Well, how many grandparents are there? I mean, okay. So, yeah, and that's helpful when grandparents help, right? I mean, that's not their job. They did their job. This part's your job. But you're trying to juggle. You got a lot of plates in the air. So it's really nice to have a support system. All right. So how do you guys end up here? I know you're mortified to be here.
Yeah.
And he made the choice to sue you. But what went so wrong that you felt you had to do that?
Well, we actually had two choices. We had a choice of suing her or pressing criminal charges for theft.
Yeah, but you kept loaning and not getting paid back for a long time before you finally snapped. What made you snap?
When we requested a schedule in writing for daycare obligations that we were committing to, for.
When you say daycare, you mean
basically
babysitting yourselves.
is
You guys.
exactly what I'm talking about.
Because during that time that you made that request, the child's bus was dropping him off at your place.
Yes, ma'am.
Both of them or just him?
Just him.
Okay. And he's how old?
He's 6.
Okay. So go on.
And there was a lot of misunderstandings and miscommunications of when and where and whom was going to pick him up at our house. There was times when her ex-husband would show up in the middle of dinner because we thought we had him that night, because he would stay overnight. And to the point where I just said, I need a life. I have to be able to enjoy my life. And I thought this was a very reasonable request, was to provide us with a written schedule for about a week in advance. I didn't think that was an unreasonable request at all.
Oh, were you charging her for watching your grandkid?
No,
Right. So you
absolutely
just
not.
wanted
We
to
were
know how to
paying a
plan
lot
your
of
life
money.
too. Right.
We were paying a lot of money for various things.
Okay.
And I sent her, I actually initially started calling her and leaving her voice messages. Can you please provide a list? And then I
Would
said,
she call you back?
She didn't respond.
Now, was that common though, that she wouldn't call?
Not necessarily. There was times when she would respond, and times she wouldn't respond. I think when she didn't like the subject matter, she didn't respond.
But why would she not like that subject matter?
Because I was insisting on a schedule.
And she doesn't like schedules.
She does not like schedules.
Now you're a military man.
Yes, ma'am.
What branch?
United States Navy.
For how long?
21 years.
Okay. How do you raise a girl who can't stick to a schedule?
She wasn't raised that way.
What do you say caused things to snap?
I just think my dad's a very just controlling person, and when I backed up and said, this is my life, I need to do things my way, then that's when he kind of snaps and tries
But
to
how did
control
that
me.
happen, that you said, hey, this is my life and I need to do things my way?
He had asked for a schedule for the kids, and he said he wanted every single day of the week, even if they weren't going to be over at his house. And
What do you mean, even if? I read the email. It doesn't say even if they're not going to be. He said, I'd like to have a schedule for the kids.
Oh, this was over a phone conversation?
Are you crazy? You have a built-in babysitter and a grandparent, and you can't lower yourself to just give a schedule and tell them every Monday, send them an email, this is what the week looks like. You're not that organized that you can do that? You got to get offended that they're asking you? Seriously? How did that work out for you? That work out good for you?
I had other options, so.
No, good. So now somebody else is doing your job for you, who's not as demanding?
I'm in school 5 days a week, so
Yeah.
I need a babysitter, and I had
Yeah.
other options. So
Right. So there's other people whose lives you just intrude upon without, and because this is such an unreasonable request for them to ask for a schedule. Seriously. How about your son? Does he miss his grandparents?
he gets to see my dad and his girlfriend on my husband's time. So
That's nice. Is that how you thought it'd work out for you? Are you happy about the way things have worked out?
well, I don't think anyone would be, but yeah.
Really? So what are you doing to change them? Anything, or are you just going to leave it like this?
People's Court, Harvey Levin here. Would you ever, if you stepped up and loaned your daughter a lot of money and she stiffed you, would you sue her?
Yeah, absolutely, I would.
Why?
I worked for that money. It's mine. She owes it back to me.
Fair enough. Would you sue her?
I wouldn't sue her.
Why not?
Because she's my daughter. I don't know. She's
Yeah, but she also doesn't respect you enough that she'd stiff you. What do you think?
I wouldn't either. I wouldn't sue her because she's my daughter, and you love your children, even though they don't do things right. You got to be there for them, even though they can't pay you back.
And then I'm sorry. The question then: how do you teach them going inside the courtroom?
It sounds to me that whether these were gifts, that's your position, right? They were just helping you out. But when I ask you specifically about them, you're telling me, yeah, I'm supposed to pay the $850 for the license back. What about the attorney's fees for the divorce? Were you supposed to pay that back?
We just talked about that after I complete school and that after I pretty much get my life together and get back up on my feet, then we would discuss some sort of repayment options for that.
So that wasn't a gift?
That, no.
Okay. Pictures of your grandson, his sports pictures, you're supposed to pay that back.
Yeah, they asked for that back after the fact, after they had already paid for it.
You weren't going to buy him?
Yeah, I was going to buy it. But
Okay. So you got him, right?
no.
Who has those?
I have them.
Why haven't you given them to her? Because she hasn't paid you the $22?
She has paid me $22.
Okay. All right. Now let's talk about the laptop.
Okay.
Talk to me.
I guess when I was living with him right before the divorce, all that nice stuff.
Did he charge you rent?
No, he didn't. When my
Did you pay for food?
Yeah, I would pay for food.
Did you pay them for the food that was, or you just ate your own food?
I had food stamps, so I would buy food.
Okay.
So yeah, my husband, when he left, he took the laptop that we had jointly. They had an extra laptop and said, "Hey, you can use this one for the time being." Then about 2 months later, they got a new laptop and said, "Hey, you can have that laptop as long as you don't use this one, this new one. This is our, don't worry about the other one because this is our new one." They never asked for it back.
But then at some point they did ask for it back.
Well, I said, I'm using it. I really need it. I've had it for over a year now. And I'm like, I have all this stuff.
Right, but you owe them all this money and you're not paying it. And, why can't you just return the laptop? That's not food. You don't need it to survive. I know it's inconvenient, but just how selfish can you be? I'm trying to figure out.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, seriously, that doesn't make any sense. Did you bring the laptop?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so. Okay, then, based on the testimony that you've given me, ma'am,
Okay.
You admit that you owe $1,500. You admit to the $850 for the driver's license issue. You admit that you owe $22 for the pictures, but you want the pictures, so you're going to hand over the pictures. And you admit that you told them you'd give them something for the laptop, but then you decided not to because you were angry that they sued you. I'm going to depreciate the value of the laptop. You don't get the value you paid in 2009. Depreciation is pretty severe in that department. So that would bring your debt to your father to $2,422. Now let us talk about something other than money.
Okay.
I understand that you want your space, and I understand that you need your boundaries. But it is very difficult to adopt that attitude when you come running to daddy, and daddy's there for you every time you need him. The request was not so unreasonable. They want to know what their grandkids' schedule is and how they can help you. You are relying on them for 1,000 things. They want a life too. I don't understand how you could allow not just the help and love that they gave your son, because they were the ones you picked to have the bus drop off at. Okay, you may have had other options, but that was your preferred option. How you could allow, not just from a selfish point of view, how you could allow that to deteriorate over something so ridiculous, but how you could allow the relationship between the two of them to get affected to that degree, and the relationship between the two of you to get affected to that degree. I mean, did you have a good relationship with your father growing up?
No.
So you just don't care?
No, he was an abusive man when I was young.
Physically?
Yes.
So you just don't care. You don't want this to be repaired, is what you're saying?
Pretty much.
$2,422 works for the plaintiff.
And with that, the defendant comes out here to, what else can you add to what you just said to the judge? I mean, how can you not want a relationship with your dad to be repaired?
He's just very abusive and controlling, and this was just kind of his way of trying to control the situation.
Well, how painful is this for you to go through this with everything else going on in your life?
Well, I do have a lot going on, but, some things happen in life for a reason. This obviously was one of them.
You just seem unemotional.
I don't know what to tell you.
All right. Good luck. All right, plaintiff. What's your feeling coming out here?
I'm very disappointed in her as a daughter and as a mother too. So I just don't understand why she thinks that continually I can loan her money and she doesn't have to pay it back. That the total bill is actually over $20,000 over the last 12, 13 years. I mean,
would you rather have the money or the daughter?
I could care less about the money. It's not about money. It's about showing somebody the respect that I think that I deserve. I mean, I've tried everything I can possibly do to help her. And it's just like she's ungrateful that we're doing anything for her.
Harvey?
So, there are actually these family counseling programs in big cities where you can actually get family counseling when you're in crisis or having huge relationship problems within your core family. And sometimes you can even get it for free. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.